I am one of those Texas women. I am so honored and privileged to be with you here tonight. I have to tell you, I've got to take a personal moment here to say that being the age that I am, I'm looking at y'all and kind of remembering back in my day. My daughter and her husband and my grandchild were here. They had to leave because she had to go feed the baby and get the baby to bed. But you are the saviors. You are the people that are going to make a difference. And I am really honored to be here with you tonight. I'm really here tonight to tell you thank you. We are fighting at the Capitol every day for the legacy that we want to leave behind, for the values that I think we all share, but we can't do it by ourselves. And the fact that you all are here is just, I am overwhelmed. And I am so grateful for your being here and stepping up and saying that you want to do something about what's going on in this world. There are people at the legislature right now who are taking advantage of what's happened nationally and who are making decisions that are going to impact your lives. It's going to impact mine, but it's going to mainly impact yours. They're making decisions that say that some people in this country don't count. And that includes women, that includes immigrants, that includes people who have different skin colors, that includes people who have different sexual identities. But we know that we are all one, that these are all our brothers and sisters. This is our entire community. And we are not going to let them marginalize our community. Woo! There are so many ways that you can get involved now, and we could go on and on about that, and I'm not going to use this time to do that. But I want you to know that we at the Capitol, those of us that are working on these issues, want to bring you along with us. We need you. I can't do it by myself. The Travis County delegation that I work with, we can't do it by ourselves. The people that I am in allegiance with at the Capitol, we can't do it by ourselves. We need you there with us, and the fact that you're here tonight is very affirming to me. What I need you to know is that you can make a difference. You're showing up, you're standing up, you're speaking up, really will change the course of events. I don't know how many of you were at the Women's March. But that was an amazing event. That was an amazing event. And then to follow that up with people showing up at the airport because of the travel ban. They showed up. I was so proud of that moment. And then at the Capitol, when we were hearing on the Senate side about sanctuary cities, people showed up again. And they stayed all evening, and they forced the senators to sit there and listen to their stories about what this legislation was going to do to their families. You are showing up, and it is making a difference, and people are paying attention. Do not believe that just because we have a majority in this state who are working against inclusion, that we can't make a difference if we show up. I have to say that on the more negative side of me, that if we don't do something about redistricting to make sure we have fair representation, that we're going to have a hard time changing what goes on here. Redistricting is not a sexy thing. You don't go out in the streets, and say, what do we want? New lines. What do we want now? It's just, it doesn't work. But the fact is that unless we have fair representation, it is going to continue to be a struggle here. And right now, we do not have fair representation. You look at the congressional representatives here in Travis County. We have 6 congressional representatives here in Travis County, 5 of whom are Republican, going all the way up to Fort Worth, Texas. We do not have any representation as a whole for Travis County in the U.S. House because of gerrymandering and because of the way redistricting is done. And we are the foxes guarding the hen house at the Capitol. Now, I don't expect everybody to get really excited and go out on redistricting. And I don't think that, and I'm not trying to say that's the only thing we have to do. I'm just trying to tell you that we have an uphill battle, but we can do it with your working with us on the way for fair representation, for standing up for our brothers and sisters, for making sure that the Capitol here in Austin, Texas is honoring the values that we all claim. And the values that I claim, the values that I propose that we all share, if you will bear with me here, are really 3. And I can put just about anything in these categories. Healthy families, equal opportunity, and responsible government. We need to claim some kind of a message that we go out there with. We don't need to be always reacting to somebody else's message. Let's get our own message. Let's decide what we stand for, and let's go out and work for it. I don't know how anybody could argue with the fact that healthy families, we want to have public education that's available to every child in this state, no matter what your zip code. We want to have access to higher education to make sure that it's affordable and accessible to everybody in this state. We want to make sure that families have the health care that they need so that their children can be healthy, that the parents are healthy enough to go to work, for gosh sakes. And talk about equal opportunity. I am dumbfounded by what goes on at the Capitol sometimes. And the fact that we continue to marginalize people in our community. I am one of those that tries to work across the lines. I am one of those that tries to be inclusive and bring in all different viewpoints and try to find our common ground. But there is a line in the sand which I will draw, and that is that no person should ever be marginalized in our community. No person. And responsible government, you know, some of us that are progressive are accused of being bleeding heart liberals, that, you know, tax and spend, we're so unaccountable in what we do here, we just going to throw money around. No. What I would say is that those who are into the limited government movement talk about no new taxes, no fees, let's shrink government till we can drown it in the bathtub. That's not responsible. What's responsible is to not say yes to everything necessarily, but to say yes to those things that move our state forward. And that means quality public education, affordable and accessible higher education, access to health care, transportation that gets us where we need to go, all the infrastructure that supports our growing economy, and opportunities for all in our community to do what they need to do to be productive citizens and to have the life that they need for their families to be healthy. So don't define us. Don't define us by the opposite of limited government. Define us as those who are wanting to take a responsible stance on how we're going to move forward, that all of you young people that I'm looking at out here, that you have the future that you need for you and your families. That is how we move forward. We are responsibly doing this, and we need you to be a part of that movement. We need you to come to the Capitol and stand up for those things that you believe in. I promise you it's going to make a difference. You may not see it today, you may not see it tomorrow, but you will see it. If we do not stand up, if we do not speak up, then we are abdicating this to those who think they know what we want to do here, which is not the way we want to go. You must be there. I am so grateful that you're here tonight. I promise you that we will do what we can to help you get the tools you need to be effective advocates at the Capitol. It's very hard right now because there are so many groups that it's hard in a positive way. It's hard because so many groups have come together and said we want to do something. So we're going to try to pull things together to help you have the tools you need to do what you need to do to move us forward. We are getting ready to put out a video this next week that tells you how to testify. Please, please come to your Capitol and testify. That is your house. The Capitol is your house. Do not be intimidated by that process. And let me tell you, we have a responsibility here in Austin, Texas. We are right here. We have the geographic ability to go to the Capitol and to make our voices heard. Think about your friends out in El Paso, down in the valley, over in Beaumont, up in the Panhandle, that can't get here to stand up and speak out. We are here. It's a burden on you. It's a burden on you. I'm asking you to take on this burden. Yeah. Yes, you can. Whoever said that over there. One child said that. Thank you. But the whole state is counting on us. I'm counting on you. You are going to make the difference in what happens here. And so I've gone on and on. I kind of tend to do that sometimes, sorry. But the main thing I really wanted to say tonight is thank you. Thank you. I cannot tell you how much encouragement it gives to us to see you guys there. To know that you care enough to come together and to try to make a difference. It means the world to me. It means the world to those of us that are over there fighting. And I'm just so grateful. I thank you so much, and I don't know who's next, but I'm just going to keep babbling if they don't come up here. And thank you, Ben, for putting this together.